Welcome to the Legacy Republic, where we dive deep into the principles that built the greatest nation on Earth. I'm your host, and if you've ever wondered why our founders were so brilliant in crafting a system that has endured for over 2 centuries, you're in the right place. Today we're tackling something that might completely change how you view government power, so stick around because this could be the most important 6 minutes of your week. Most Americans today think of the Constitution as a document that grants rights to citizens. But here's what will blow your mind. Our founders designed it for the exact opposite purpose. The Constitution isn't about giving you rights, it's about chaining down the government so it can't take away the rights you already possess naturally. Think about it this way. Imagine you're hiring a security guard for your neighborhood. You wouldn't hand him a list of everything he's allowed to do and say have fun, would you? Instead, you'd give him very specific instructions about his limited duties, when he can act, and what he absolutely cannot touch. That's exactly what our Constitution does with government. The founders understood something profound about human nature. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They had just fought a war against King George, who believed his authority came from divine right. The colonists experienced firsthand what happens when government believes it can do whatever it wants. So when they sat down to create our system, they built the ultimate government restraint device. Article 1, Section 8 lists the enumerated powers. These aren't suggestions, they're the only things Congress is supposed to do. Everything else? Off limits. The 10th Amendment makes this crystal clear. If the Constitution doesn't specifically give the federal government a power, that power belongs to the states or to you, the individual citizen. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Bill of Rights isn't actually granting you anything. The First Amendment doesn't give you free speech, it tells government they cannot infringe on the free speech you already possess. The Second Amendment doesn't grant gun rights, it prohibits government from violating your natural right to self-defense. See the pattern? This concept was revolutionary in world history. For thousands of years, rulers claimed their power came from gods, bloodlines, or conquest. Our founders flipped this completely upside down. They said all legitimate government power flows upward from the consent of the governed. We the people create government, define its limits, and can alter or abolish it when it exceeds those boundaries. The genius lies in the structure itself. 3 branches checking and balancing each other. Federalism splitting power between national and state levels. An amendment process that's difficult but not impossible. Every mechanism designed to slow down government action and protect individual liberty. Consider the Commerce Clause, originally intended to prevent states from creating trade barriers between each other. Over decades, this simple provision got twisted into justification for federal control over almost everything, because courts forgot the Constitution's restrictive nature. When government views the Constitution as permission rather than prohibition, liberty dies. The founders also understood that parchment barriers alone wouldn't be enough. They needed an informed citizenry willing to defend these principles. Thomas Jefferson warned that the natural progress of things is for liberty to yield and government to gain ground. He knew that without vigilant citizens understanding these concepts, the chains would gradually weaken. This brings us to today's challenge. How many Americans understand that the Constitution limits government rather than limiting citizens? How many know their representatives swear an oath to uphold these restrictions? When we forget these foundational truths, we get alphabet soup agencies making rules that affect every aspect of our lives, despite having no constitutional authority to exist. The beauty of our system is that it recognizes government as a necessary evil, not a benevolent provider. It acknowledges that even well-intentioned people in power will eventually overreach without proper constraints. The Constitution serves as our insurance policy against tyranny. Here's what you can do right now. Start reading the Constitution with fresh eyes, not as a document granting government powers, but as chains binding those in authority. Notice how brief and specific the federal powers actually are. Share this perspective with friends and family. Demand your representatives explain the constitutional authority for their actions. The legacy of our republic depends on citizens like you understanding these principles and passing them to the next generation. Government doesn't grant rights, it threatens them. The Constitution doesn't empower politicians, it restrains them. And we the people don't serve the state serves us within very specific boundaries. Remember to like this video if it changed your perspective, subscribe to the Legacy Republic for more constitutional deep dives, comment below with your thoughts on limited government, and share this message with anyone who needs to understand these foundational principles. Together, we'll restore the proper relationship between citizen and state.